Looking to stock up on high-quality Ayurvedic herbs? I've partnered with two of my trusted sources, Kerala Ayurveda and Gary and Son, to offer you 20% off their entire range of authentic products. From classical formulas to single herbs and seasonal must-haves, these are staples I use in my own practice. Use code Ojas Oasis for Kerala Ayurveda, Ojas Oasis 20 for Gary and Son. Links are in the show notes. Supporting your healing journey just got a little bit easier. In Ayurveda, nourishment isn't only about what we take in for the body, but also what we offer the heart. That's why we're honored to share Aura Cacao, a ceremonial grade cacao we've chosen as a dharmic partner for the Ojas Oasis community. Aura Cacao supports meditation, heart-opening rituals, and moments of conscious presence. As an exclusive gift for our listeners, use Ojas Oasis 20 for 20% off, and you'll find the link in the show notes. Welcome to Ojas Oasis, the podcast where ancient wisdom meets the modern being. I'm your host, Sasha Brashatsky, Ayurvedic doctor and guide on this journey into the heart of holistic wellness. Namaste. Today, Erin and I dive into the beauty of the Sahasrapadma Chakra. Sahasrara means thousand, and Padma means lotus. Together, it is referred to as the thousand-petaled lotus. Much like the human experience, a lotus begins its life in the depths of muddy, murky waters. Our struggles, attachments, desires, and ignorance, Avidya. Just as the lotus remains rooted in the mud, we too are born into this material world, facing suffering, karmic cycles, and obstacles. As the lotus stem rises through the water, it symbolizes the seeker's journey through self-awareness, discipline, and inner purification. The phrase represents the infinite layers of consciousness, and through our efforts in yoga, meditation, and self-inquiry, overcoming obstacles, refining the mind, and aligning with higher consciousness, we unfold one petal at a time, moving closer to divine realization. Sahasrapadma Chakra is located at the crown of the head and is the gateway to pure consciousness. When it is balanced, we experience deep inner peace, clarity, and a profound connection to universal wisdom. Life flows effortlessly, and we feel aligned with our highest purpose. When imbalanced or blocked, it can manifest as mental fog, chronic stress, anxiety, or depression. On a physical level, disharmony in this chakra is often linked to neurological disorders, migraines, hormonal imbalances, sleep disturbances, and even autoimmune conditions. Some may struggle with disconnection from their spiritual path, while others might experience an overwhelming sense of isolation or existential confusion. Through meditation, pranayama, acts of surrender, nourishing ourselves with sattvic foods like coconut, almonds, and ghee, occasional fasting with fresh juice or herbal tea, and using Ayurvedic herbs such as Brahmi, Shink Pushpi, Gotu Kola, and Tulsi, we unlock the potential of this energy center. Yoga asanas such as Shirshasana, headstand, Shavasana, corpse pose, and Vrikshasana, tree pose, and even Padmasana, lotus pose, further help stimulate this energy of divine connection. When the lotus reaches the surface, it blossoms into the sunlight, untouched by the water below. This represents the final stage of spiritual awakening, the self-realization, moksha, where one transcends suffering, duality, and illusion. The enlightened being, like a lotus, remains in the world, but is no longer affected by its turbulence. Despite its impure surroundings and darkness, the lotus remains pristine, beautiful, and bright, symbolizing that true beauty and purity arise from within, regardless of external circumstances. Let's get to our chat.
Hi,
Hi,
let's go.
let's go.
I haven't seen you in a few weeks. You were in Jackson and now you're not.
Now I'm back in Boulder.
How was Jackson, by the way? What are your thoughts, feelings? Are you moving there? Or you're like, no,
No,
I hate it?
I love Jackson Hole, but I don't know. I love Jackson. I met a lot of great people.
Mm-hmm.
You know me, I always touch home at the local yoga studio and make friends with the teachers and people. And
Mm-hmm.
when I travel, I that's one of the first things I do is I find like the local best yoga studio that has like authentic yoga.
Yeah.
And I found that place and it's called Home Yoga. It's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it. And coming back to Boulder, I also felt really excited to be back here. And I'm just, right now, I'm just really feeling Colorado in this moment.
Great.
But I think I will be back to Jackson in the summer. It was really cold when I was there. And then everything was starting to melt and getting like very slushy and muddy and stuff. And it's also from what I heard, well, it's a lot smaller than Boulder. It's like much smaller. It's like
Teeny.
tiny and it's teeny tiny. It's very cute. It's very seasonal is what I learned. And there's like high seasons and then like everyone's gone for big chunks of time.
Yeah.
Which would be difficult to live in, I think.
Community comes and goes. Yeah.
Community comes and goes and very transient and then you make friends and then they're gone. And so we'll see. We'll see. I'm open, but I'm definitely going to go back in the summer. For now, Colorado is where I think I want to be. And I'm just, it's gorgeous here. It's absolutely,
God, I love it. I know.
Yeah. And I really wanted to see a moose and I never got to see a moose. I never got that moose moment.
I saw a moose in Wyoming. That's when we did our jack. I got to see one. They're there.
I'm going to go back and find one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't skied yet, which is wild because I'm in the place of all the skiing, but
yeah.
I don't know. I'm just busy, man. I just have other things that I need to be focused on and a lot of projects going on. And that's needs to be the priority right now, but in a good way. I'm excited about all the things happening with NAMA and that I'm speaking at NAMA this year, which is freaking crazy.
It's so cool. It's great.
Yeah. That was such a big moment for me to find that out.
Yeah.
Like a week or two ago.
That's so great. Have you not to derail, have you talked to Dr. J at all recently?
Not yet.
Okay.
No.
So we still need to connect with him. Okay.
Still have to schedule his. I know he's traveling literally. He said he's traveling through the whole month of February. And I believe he's probably about to get home next week or something.
Does he heads up the NAMA, like the association itself?
Yeah, he's the president of NAMA.
Okay. How involved is he in the conference? Like, is he speaking? Is he like a big feature there, or is he kind of like hands off?
He's a big feature.
Okay.
Yeah, he is like the opening
MC.
Yeah, I would say he's the MC.
Something like that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's opening up the conference and he introduces the keynote speakers and gets everything kicked off, and then he also closes everything at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, he's up there. He's really one of the leaders of Ayurveda in this country, in the world, but specifically in America.
Yeah.
He's great. He's such a wonderful, wonderful teacher and doctor. Oh my gosh. Wonderful doctor.
Yeah.
Anyone would be lucky to have him as their doctor. So,
well, hopefully we can have him on our podcast at least, and we can learn from him that way.
We will.
Cool.
That's the plan.
Great. Good. Lots of exciting stuff.
Yeah, and I have more interviews coming up. So I have Kate O'Donnell. She's the author of Everyday Ayurveda. Yeah, that's her cookbook. It's an Ayurveda cookbook, best-selling, and she is coming out with her like 10th anniversary edition or something in April, which she sent me a copy of the book. It's beautiful, and I've been going through it, and I'm interviewing her next week. And then I don't know if I told you this, but have you heard of the Vital Veda podcast? It's another Ayurveda podcast. It's hosted by Dylan Smith, and through our mutual friend Jeff, because we just had Jeff on.
Yep.
They're Australian and they know each other. And I was like, Jeff, you should reach out to Dylan. Like, I would love to speak with Dylan about his show and how it started and how he's practicing Ayurveda and stuff.
Yeah, cool.
And so Dylan and I are going to do a talk.
Oh, fun.
And it'll be fun because it's like one podcast host hosting another podcast host.
That's so great.
It's almost like a Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon situation.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting how we do that. And then I also reached out to this lady named Maria, who is a body worker, but she specializes in fascial release, specifically like the science of fascia, and she is just a wealth of knowledge about it. And she does retreats all over the world. She teaches retreats and workshops for people to learn how to release the trauma in their fascia and in their tissues.
Yeah.
And she's coming on the show. So
great. Such interesting people.
Really excited about those three.
I love it. Great. Got a fun few months ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Well, today we're finalizing the series that we have been talking about for a couple months now. Chakras. We got the last one, the crown.
The last one. Yes. Save the best for last.
Yes. So where do you want to begin with that?
Well, it's always good to start with the meaning of the word, I feel like, right? Like, what is Sahasrara? And sometimes they call it the Sahasrapadma. So Sahasrara means it's the seventh chakra. It's located at the crown of the head, and it means the thousand-petaled lotus. So the lotus is a very big representation. It's a beautiful representation, and it's a perfect symbol of the process of enlightenment. First of all, the lotus grows in mud. So the lotus is unbothered by its environment. It will bloom, it will blossom, even in the hardest, darkest places.
Okay. Yeah. What a metaphor. Yeah.
There you go. So we have within us this potential to not only survive against all the odds, but we can actually, through this process of refinement and enlightenment, thrive in the dark.
Right.
Thrive in that environment and actually bring beauty to wherever we go, instead of being reliant on the environment in which we're in at any given time.
Right.
And then of course, all the different petals of the lotus represent the different layers of healing and the different layers of realizations that you have about your own consciousness as you're on the spiritual path. So you think you're there, but then there's another layer.
Right.
And yeah, and it doesn't really end until you actually reach moksha. And people do, but not very many. It's not very common.
Yeah. So what's the relationship between the lotus and the crown chakra? Why is it called that, or why is it referred to as the lotus?
Hey y'all, Sasha here for a quick pause. One of the biggest misconceptions about Ayurveda is that there are universal answers. There aren't. The core principles are universal, yet two people can struggle with the exact same symptom and need completely different recommendations based on their constitution, lifestyle, and current state of balance. That's why personalized guidance can be so valuable. If you've been enjoying the podcast and want support applying these teachings to your own life, I offer a 30-minute Ayurvedic strategy session where we can explore your unique situation and discuss what working together might look like. You'll find the booking link in the show notes. Now, let's get back to the episode. Well, so as the Kundalini energy is moving up through the other chakras, and we went through why it's important to start from the base and the root and work our way up, because starting with the actual literal earth, moving to the water, earth and water are very stabilizing. Then you bring the fire into it, so you're transforming it. Then you're bringing in the air, you're moving it. Then the ether. You need that spaciousness to be able to move. And then you're transcending through the third eye, which is beyond the five elements, beyond thought, which we talked about last time.
Yep.
That thought is part of the process of forgetting to think. You give yourself the divine permission, right? That's what Agni means.
Yep.
Divine permission to sit and think and let the mind do its thing. Let the monkey run around for the banana. And then you find it. And then that's not the end. There's one last thing, which is connecting to the infinite, connecting to source energy or God. I know that the word God can be, I don't know, stigmatizing or feel, in this day and age, religion is just not as
appealing.
Enticing. Yes, enticing, appealing, as it used to be, which I understand. There's good reason for that. But we can't I don't think we should be afraid of the word God. Either. And I certainly am not. But I also don't have any trauma around religion, which many people do. And so I understand. But so using different words then. If God isn't your word, then you know what word works for you, whether it's nature or the universe or divine intelligence.
Spirit.
Yeah. So then you're transcending thought through the third eye.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that is connecting to the source energy, which is the ultimate place to be. Because then you're free of the karmic wheel.
The merry-go-round.
The merry-go-round.
Yeah.
This is the place where you no longer contractually need to continue to incarnate here. Right. You don't have any more karmas to burn. You don't have any more lessons to learn. Your soul is cooked. It's fully cooked. You're good. You can go back to where you came from and you're free of the constant, okay. Because even in Buddhism, they say, life to live is to suffer. So we're here and suffering is going to happen. So we try to avoid it as much as we can. Yeah. But it's kind of silly. It's part of the gig. There's also great laughter and pleasure and great memories and learning and friends and great moments, but there's inevitably, because of the nature of this immaterial reality, but everything is material here, or at least what we focus on relating to, you will lose your favorite pair of mittens. You know what I mean? Or maybe not, but maybe you'll lose your phone. That's just like the most relatable, annoying, kind of like inconvenient losses. But then that goes deeper, because then everyone we know will die, including us. So that includes pets. We've all had a pet, like a traumatic pet death. I know I have. And then, the grandparents or like the older generations. And then it's, oh, you have to move because whatever, you just have to move. And then that's the house that's the neighborhood, that's the tree that you climbed. So it's like this procession of letting go. And as you let go of the material stuff that you are attached to, you become lighter and you become more open to what is eternal and what is everlasting. And that's that thousand-petaled lotus. It's like you get closer and closer and closer through this chakra system, through the subtle body, of coming to a place where nothing was able to stop you from awakening and from opening to infinite love and eternal gratitude to all of it. That's the thing that I don't think we talk enough about culturally, because we're all, again, we're very programmed as a culture. That's kind of what culture is. It is a program.
Right.
And I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying it's probably not complete.
Sure.
And we talk about also, you and I, Erin, we talk about like how we like to party, what that means. And, as Pitta Vata types, we need to have fun and we need to sometimes stay up late and we need to sometimes let the midnight oil burn or whatever. And if we're going to be enjoying life, sometimes that involves breaking the Ayurvedic rules too. And that's the rules of like, coffee, for instance. Right. Coffee's not good for Pitta Vatas at all. Yeah. It's very, very aggravating to the doshas. And sugar and basically all the things that are
I know.
All the good shit.
I know. And it's so hard to explain to my kids. Ask the best damn questions. They're just like, well, then why do you have it? Like, why do you do it? If you can't, or if kids can't have it, why can you? Thankfully, sometimes I have the excuse of like, well, your brain's not done growing until you're 25. But then like, yeah, but still at that point, why do you have stuff if it's not good for you? It's fucking hard to explain, guys. I'm like, things that taste
kids
good
say
in your
the darndest
mouth
things
aren't really good for the rest of your body. That's,
right.
it's tough. But anyway, yes, we have vices, we have rules that we break sometimes. Was your point.
And I think many of us, including, I can speak for myself. I have definitely abided in that space of the Sahasrapadma Chakra. I've had moments of tasting it, which is why I'm really comfortable being uncomfortable with like the rest of the stuff that comes with life and incarnating, because it's all, I don't know. Once you get to that like transcendental state, I don't know. You just don't take all the lower stuff as seriously.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever gotten there. Can you describe or do you recall?
I've had a lot of it. I've had a lot of moments like that where Well, some of them have been, I used to run marathons. I used to be a long distance runner.
I had a feeling
Yeah. And that was addicting, not just because, yes, at there was a time I did have an eating disorder, and there was a time where I was abusing my body with running, and, healthy eating wasn't it, sincere. It was more of making myself look a certain way.
Yeah.
And under the guise of vegetables are healthy, but vegetables are very low calories and there's no fat. But through this process, because I was very disciplined with food and with exercise and with my regimen, and I got good grades and all that, it refined this other aspect of myself that was very detached to pleasure and detached to desire even. Because what do we desire more than food? And I mean, maybe sex, maybe sleep. Sleep was never a problem for me, thankfully. Sleep was always solid in my life. But as I disciplined myself through this lifestyle, though, and by the way, it was not healthy, but it was I didn't miss a day of running for years. I mean, I was that girl that was like running to class and running after class and training for marathons during final. Like, it was just, it didn't make sense. It was like, it made sense to me because through the running, I was able to touch this place beyond all of this. I was in a different state of consciousness, and it was a meditation for me. And it was a magical, and I miss it sometimes, but I can't do that to my body anymore. Unfortunately, I did too much damage, which is what led me to yoga. And there was a long time where I was devastated and grieving that. Again, this is another example of how we lose things, and losing the ability to run marathons anymore and run long distance and stuff. That was my going to church. That was my going to temple. That was my religion, kind of was. Yeah. I'm going to go meet with God on this long run, and we're going to talk, and I
totally get that. Yeah. I do. I understand that. I've never run marathons, but I'm a runner too. I've done a 25K. I like to do 10Ks, but I totally know that feeling of when you go for a run for more than, several miles, like it can be a short run too, but that's a place that I go and I just detach, or I'm in some other place, even whether I'm listening to music or not, it's totally detached from the real world. And even my knee has been acting up the last couple of years, and even now it's kind of acting up. And the thought of like, my God, what if my running years are dwindling down? And of course, there's other forms of exercise and there's other things, but that like hour of a run I use for so many things, not just physically, but that is, like you said, going to temple, going to church. Like, that is like, you just
spiritual.
Yeah. You let your mind go where it needs to go. Or nowhere at all. But yes, I know those moments of enlightenment. Like, again, I haven't totally, broken free of all thoughts and things when I've run, but I have definitely, I can see how you would get there. And yes, it is hard thinking about last night. I literally had that feeling of like, what if I need to start the detaching from, what if I can't run anymore? What if I need to start detaching myself from that
identity?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's tough.
I have so much compassion for all the athletes that can no longer do the sport that they love. And I never thought I'd not be a runner in my life. Just like I never thought I'd not be a New Yorker.
Right.
When I was I would have 100% bet on staying in New York City, running the New York Marathon every year, staying in corporate advertising. That was always, for so many years, just like the vision. And I was totally in, and then again, to go back, that theme of things change and we live in an impermanent world, and adjusting to that is so hard. And through that process of the adjusting and the letting go, I remember we were starting to do our yoga teacher training, the first one in New York. That was when I was first starting to stop running. That was like my transition.
It was. That's what I was wondering, if that year for sure was a big one. I mean, 2017 is when you moved, and 2016 is when we did our training. So it's like that year for you is when all the things changed.
K2 started. My K2 started.
Yeah.
I talk about K2 a lot. I'm going to be talking about K2 for the rest of my life, because K2 was when everything changed. K2 is the planet of detachment. So, boy, do I know K2 very well. Everything changed. I went from being a runner to a non-runner. I went from being a New Yorker to a Californian. I went from being a person who made money in the corporate world with health insurance to someone who didn't make money and was a student again, studying something that many people would think of as like some obscure kind of occult science or something that like wouldn't be applicable in the world. And it was a lot of change. And people ask me how I did it to this day. And I'm sure I'm going to get this question all the time for the rest of my life because it's an interesting, transformative story. And I'm sure I'm going to be talking about it at the Nama conference because I'm going to be talking about my Ayurveda journey. That's literally the topic. And I'm going to have to come up with some streamlined answers for this. Although at the time, to tie it back in with the Sahasrara Padma, Sahasrara Chakra, Sahasrapadma Chakra, ultimately, I think it's connecting with something higher than yourself is what this chakra really represents.
Right.
So it sits at the crown of your head because it's not just you anymore. You're not just living life for yourself, and you're not just making decisions for your own, what you like and what you want. Living a life where it's become, when I decided to study Ayurveda, people are like, oh, did you have some sort of health? A lot of people find Ayurveda through personal health crises, or a very close family member has a health crisis and Western medicine didn't work for them.
Right. There's like an urgent need, like a physical
urgent need for answers and savings, And for me, it was not that, it was very much this connecting to God and connecting to my like a higher service or calling. It really was a calling. That calling happened through the crown of my head. It was like a light that came from above, who knows where, outer space, I don't know, and descended into my body and made everything possible.
Yeah.
And if I had thought for a minute that I was out there on my own this whole time doing it on my own, I wouldn't have made it. It was because that was open. I was open to connecting to that higher consciousness, that higher power. And also, again, that intention of, I want to do this because I want to help. I'm here to help. I want to help humanity. I want to be of service. I want to be an instrument of divine consciousness and healing. And so that came through me through that chakra. It didn't come from below, from the root.
Right.
Because honestly, I did not have a stable root chakra at the time at all. I didn't have a place to live and I didn't have support. I had just gotten out of a serious relationship. I had to leave my dog. I had to leave my career. I had to leave any semblance of anything that would ground you in this material existence. So I didn't have the root chakra. I was completely hanging on by the thread of the Sahasrara and probably the third eye too. And my heart. The heart was definitely online. I don't know about the other ones.
Right.
The other ones were all like, you need to learn this Ayurvedic lifestyle to keep yourself healthy so that you can, not only teach it, but embody it, which is where the Panchakarmas came in. I've done 3 now, and where the going to India, finding amazing teachers and being in their presence also, that has really helped stabilize my nervous system and my root chakra. Because again, it's still so much is changing in my life all the time, but now I'm just super comfortable with it because I've built it internally. Yeah. So now that sense of earth is not, it's no longer, because again, this is the subtle anatomy. This isn't, we're not talking about like the stomach and although it's correlated, like the Manipura, obviously the center of confidence, your solar plexus. Of course, that's going to impact your digestion, but we're not talking about the small intestine. We're talking about the subtle energy behind the small intestine.
Yeah.
So with this chakra system, when we're talking about the root and the nervous system, first of all of these chakras are strung along the spine. That's where your nervous system is. So as you learn how to open or unlock or activate, engage these energy centers, your nervous system just it's not something someone can take from you anymore. Your sense of safety, your sense of confidence, your sense of comfort with your sexuality, your sense of comfort or ability to speak your truth or express feelings and emotions or connect with your mind and go beyond thought or connect with that which is beyond all of us ultimately. And I think that this might be the most important chakra because this represents what I think that life really is all about, which is, why are we all doing this? Is it all really just for ourselves, or are we part of something bigger? Which the word yoga is to unite and join. And when we're able to finally reach that, which is beyond us, we remember, oh yeah, this illusion of separateness has put me under this spell, and now I can finally realize that your kids are my kids, your pain is my pain, your questions are my questions. We're all here kind of very, very connected. We're very connected. And I think that's the importance of doing these practices, learning all of this knowledge. Ultimately, I think the biggest hope that we have for peace on planet Earth is through this knowledge, this self-empowering path of growing internally and not depending on other people to give you any of this stuff, any of this. Because if someone can give it to you, someone can take it.
Yeah.
But if you can cultivate it, it's like that saying, give a boy a fish, he has dinner. Teach a boy how to fish, he has dinner for the rest of his life. So that's what this is. This is, you can have peace in your life forever. But yes, yoga is involved, and there's a practice of that. And there's some knowledge that needs to be relayed and really truly understood. And there's different teachers out there for everybody. I'm a particular type of teacher because I'm from the West. I'm not from India. I'm a female. I come from Jewish heritage. I have my personal journey that has been very challenging and rewarding, but very challenging. And it's colored the way that I teach it, because I'm coloring the way that I teach it, assuming that people have lives that are challenging. And I know that it's not like, this is what the books say, so let's do it. It's like, life isn't a book. I mean, yes, it kind of is a book, but it's very organic and constantly, that word change, it scares us, but it's true. We have to get to this place of embracing the nature of this universe, which is constantly changing. And that thousand-petaled lotus that is represented in this chakra is the ultimate reward for sticking in there. And I have a teacher in India by the name of Anand. He's the founder of the Sattva Yoga Academy, where I did my second 200-hour training. And he is almost every single yoga journey at the end or during, he's always saying, like when we're holding a really hard kriya, like ego conqueror, when we're extending our arms out to our sides and we're tucking in our thumb and we're pumping through the navel and we're closing our eyes and concentrating on the third eye, and we're just pumping through the navel for like 9 minutes. It's called ego conqueror. And you can imagine why, because that is hard. First of all, your arms are killing you, your shoulders are killing you, you're pretty much hyperventilating through your nose, keeping a tall, straight spine. And of course, that's activating the crown chakra, because anytime you're extending tall through the spine, your crown is reaching higher, right? Higher states of consciousness. And he says, staying power is deserved power. I think about that line every single day. Staying power is deserving power. And I'm thinking about what we've been doing over the past 3 years, almost 3 years. Our podcast anniversary, 3 years, is going to be March 16th, I believe.
Yeah, it was like around spring, like first day of spring or something. Right. I remember that. Oh my gosh, it's wild.
It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And I, along this journey over the 3 years, wow, one day we have to make like a scrapbook or something from the beginning.
The podcast is the scrapbook, man.
Yeah,
this is all true. The whole thing is on record.
It's true.
True. Okay, so some things we've talked about with the other chakras. Let's talk about like when it's in balance, when it's not in balance, what does that look like? Because I think we've defined it, but do we want to talk about what some of those imbalances look like?
So when it's imbalance, there's confusion, distraction, lack of focus, like an overall sense of not feeling connected to your body or the world. And there's also such a thing as over meditating.
Right. When you're like disassociated and you're like, hey, Earth can you exist?
Space cadet. You become a space cadet kind of, or an airhead, they're called, so much ether and so much subtlety, how to integrate that back down into the elements, because that's the thing. That's why Ayurveda is so important in these practices. And that's why Ayurveda was always part of a yogi's lifestyle, is because if you want to practice Kriya, or if you want to practice meditation, if you want to practice higher level yoga of any kind consistently, you really do need to make sure that your lifestyle is grounding you and you're eating enough, and the food that you're eating is balancing Vata, because Vata is increasing, right? Like going back to the doshas of what air and ether, you're moving energy up and you're going into the more ethereal planes.
Yep.
Even past ether, because ether's the throat. So we're past that already, all the way beyond. So I meet a lot of people like this actually in the spiritual community, where they want to live up there for all the time. They don't really want to come back down.
Yeah.
And it's not helping the cause, actually. That's not the purpose of yoga. The purpose of yoga isn't to escape reality. We're not trying to get out of here and stay out of here. We're trying to live here in a harmonious way and integrate that perspective of being outside of the body and then come back into the body, so that we know, okay, I'm a spirit in a body, not I'm a spirit and this body doesn't matter. No, this body is like super sacred and gives us the ability to experience all of these things. And again, if we're not able to contribute something to this world as a result of gaining all of this knowledge and access to all of these states of consciousness, and with all of that comes these amazing powers. Clarity, I think, is a superpower. Sensitivity, I think, is a superpower.
Yeah.
Sensitivity in stepping into a room and being able to read that room.
Yeah. Being able to actually feel what's going on. Yes.
That's oh my gosh. And you can speak to that room because you can feel the vibe of it. Like, that's a power. So being able to use that in a tangible way will make this world better. That's why we need yogis to not just live in the forest, as tempting as it is,
and talk to each other. Yeah.
And stay in the bubble. We need yogis out here living in the Maya or the Matrix or whatever people are calling it now. But AI, I just saw, because we have Trent's episode coming out on Monday, and we're talking about AI a lot. He just got this awesome job with this AI health tech startup and stuff. And now your AI thing app can talk to you in whatever voice you want. I mean, if you want like a calming, soothing voice to tell you what the Sahasrara chakra is, you can you don't have to Google it anymore. You can literally have somebody tell you, not somebody, it's not a real person. But I think as we continue, this podcast is being formed and being created in the midst of a time of immense transformation for our species. And we're about to embark on this journey of reconciling that we can't go back. Like, it's here. AI is here. So now it's okay. It's here. It might not be the worst thing. This is actually pretty convenient. And what's going to connect us with nature and what's real?
Yeah.
How do we counter that?
Yeah, right. How do we continue to balance that? Like, how do we adapt accordingly with these new factors, right? There's new elements now to consider, and new technology, all sorts of things to consider. How do we evolve to ensure that doesn't become out of balance or take over? Yeah.
And that's exactly how the imbalances of the Sahasrapadma Chakra happen, is when we don't counter those higher states of meditation
with eating a grounding, stabilizing meal that day, or it could be as simple as going outside and putting your feet in the grass. But yeah, you can't just be eating raw salads and green juices. And a lot of people are doing that because they think, oh, I want to stay light so that I can keep ascending and outside of the body. People are so obsessed in the spiritual community of getting outside of the body. And I highly encourage people to revisit that desire and that misunderstanding of why we get out of, we don't get out of the body to stay out of the body. We get out of the body so that we can just merely experience the fact that we are not our body.
Right.
We're more than the body, but we need fat. We need grain. We need cooked food that is spiced well. We need healthy tissue. We need muscle mass and heavy stuff.
I'm thinking kappa. I'm like, we need the mud.
Yeah. We need heavy food. Sometimes mashed potatoes, with ghee and salt. And I don't know. I'm just thinking like the meat and potatoes of the body. We need to nourish that and not take it for granted because the body will age anyway. But by doing that, by over depleting the body and over meditating and over exercising and over fasting, you're accelerating the aging process, drying the body out even faster. We don't want to be raisins. We want to be juicy grapes,
Yeah.
So yeah, the people that are having an imbalanced crown chakra, yeah, of course they feel disconnected from the body because they're not tending to the body.
Right. But I'm thinking of like, there's two ways that it can be imbalanced. Like you've talked a little bit about like hyper, when that's like kind of dominant, but when it's underdeveloped or, maybe you have not spent enough time in that realm.
Overactive or inactive.
Oh, right. Yeah, exactly. So like if you're spending too much time in the muck and you're not accessing, like, because I think that's probably the majority of us, the people that you're talking about that spend too much time kind of in the ether or beyond it, I guess. I feel like that's a much smaller percentage than the majority of,
specific,
than the majority of, I can talk to America more than any other place in this world, but like the majority of Americans are not spending their time being spiritually liberated.
India in an ashram all day long, sitting in meditation.
No, they're in the muck and the mud of fast, shitty food. Or no, I'm not even making generalizations about that. Whatever, the average person and whatever, it can be a healthy person too. But I'm just saying like the spiritual element of it. So what can that look like when you have not accessed the
when it's
chakra at all?
Underactive?
Yeah.
Oh, so then
like a lack of spirituality, I guess. What does that look like? Which maybe, no, it's kind of hard to examine it from that angle. I'm just trying to look at the opposites.
Yeah, totally. So I like to think of it in a very, very elegantly simple way, which is just that light, that kundalini, the light of the Shakti going up the spine. If it's blocked in any way, then we feel kind of limited, right? Yeah. We don't feel as expansive as when that light can go and extend beyond our body. So when it's just kind of maybe the word is trapped or blocked or confined, that can give a person a sense of feeling stuck, like they can't express that divine intelligence within themselves in a way that is externalized in the world. And that can be so debilitating and frustrating for a person who's brilliant and super talented, but can't seem to get it out of themselves. Break through themselves. Like they get in their own way.
Yeah. And you know what I think of too, when you say stuck, I think limited, and then I think scarcity mindset. Like there's a lack of abundance, right? If you have that ability to break through and see that you are unlimited and that we are all unlimited, that there's a feeling of like abundance there, right? We are all connected. There is this like invisible connective tissue that we are all attached to.
Fascia. Just kidding.
Yeah. But when you have a limited mindset, there's scarcity that comes with it. There might feel, maybe you become, I don't want to say a selfish person, but right, when you are concerned about yourself and you don't feel that connectedness to others and you feel limited in that and you feel like you need to conserve all of that, there's definitely opportunity lost there. to feel like you're a part of something bigger. And then that's where like the world is against me kind of feelings can come in, or where you're feeling like, oh, things happen to me kind of thing. Right. And maybe I'm projecting a bit here.
Victim mentality.
Mentality. But when I think of somebody who is limited, that connection could be made there in terms of how they see the world. You know, the world is limited.
Exactly. So when it's inactive or underactive, you don't feel like you have much to give.
Right.
It has to be conserved.
Exactly. There's the scarcity. It's like, I don't have enough to give to somebody else. I got to keep it for myself. Classic narcissism. But that's an insecurity, I guess, in some ways. A protection of oneself comes from a place of not thinking you have anything to give to others or enough.
Absolutely. We talked a lot about false knowledge, incorrect knowledge with the koshas. Remember, there's that whole layer in between the Manamaya and the Vijnana Maya. So, we have to break through that. That's why I think it's great that we started with the koshas and then we went into the chakras. And then we wonder why the ultimate representation of enlightenment is a lotus, because you see how many layers there is to this.
Yeah.
And how those layers open is just first step is the awareness of these layers exist. First of all, there's a lotus, right? Like draw it out, or like literally get a lotus and put it in your hand and look at it and start like realizing nothing is one dimensional in this reality. There's so many perspectives, and I've got friends, that are really passionate about politics. I've got friends that are really ambivalent about politics and totally sitting it out, and politics in some way. I think we also talked about this season about how it's become like the new religion. It's like two sports teams too sometimes that are on TV that are competing and or like I don't know. It's even like modern day Gladiator, but these practices are timeless because no matter what the actual pieces are on the board, they're all playing the same roles. Do you see that? Like it's all just who gets what at the end of the day, and who's right and who's wrong. And if you boil it down again into the most subtle, you have to keep going. You have to keep opening that lotus up and get to the center of it, which is the ego so desperately wants to identify itself and attach itself to something and be right.
Yeah. Validate.
Yeah. But when you go to the core center of every single person's consciousness, what they're really looking for on either side of any fight, whoever wants the land, whoever wants the gold, whoever wants the food, whoever wants the religion, whoever wants the policies, political, whatever, they want to feel certainty, and they want to feel safe, and they want to feel free and at peace.
Yeah.
So in that most subtle core center, we can all practice yoga together because we all want the same essential thing, which is that feeling. It's a state that we're looking for. We're all looking for the same state.
Yeah. We have funny ways of getting there sometimes.
We all have different ideas of how to get there. And we all, some of us want to convince other people that their way is the way. Again, that's the ego's, another way of the ego's way of, really just convincing itself that it's powerful and it's right and it's going to get what it deserves or whatever. And the other side, the worse you can make the other side look, the better you look.
Yeah.
So anyway, just to bring it into some modern day kind of context, I think is important.
Yeah.
And outside of our personal things, there's a macrocosmic like level of understanding these concepts, which I think is important. It's important to get into like things like overactive and underactive crown chakra, what that looks like for an individual, ability to focus, ability to feel motivated versus complete apathy, complete disconnect from community. There's that, but then there's also how that plays out in the zeitgeist, and we can see it everywhere. Once you see it, you can't unsee it, and you start seeing it everywhere. And it's not bypassing the pain and the suffering of what's going on, but it's understanding it. It's understanding it from both sides.
Yeah.
And what a great thing to be able to do. To be able to sit in a room with Republicans and then to be able to sit in a room with Democrats and be okay in either room is a fucking superpower.
Yeah.
It is. It really is. It's important because if we really want peace, we have to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Hear each other out, and gonna unravel this. I always end up getting into the politics place because I'm traveling a lot. I'm traveling to red states, blue states, and this is a time where a lot of people are very, very scared. And there's a time that half the country's super excited. So it's like a very bipolar climate. Yeah. And, depending on where you go and who you talk to, you're getting such a different weather report.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Totally know what you mean. Yeah.
But the real weather report is you can step outside of all of that through the crown chakra, and get that perspective and zoom out and see the bigger picture, which is, I think that's really what this chakra represents. The ability to step outside of our limitations and connect with something bigger. Yeah. Bigger than all of our perceived problems. We always think that our problems are the biggest problems.
Mm-hmm.
And you talk to some people enough and you learn about what they're going through, and then gives you perspective.
Yeah. Perspective is extremely necessary. So I like to talk about practices. I mean, I feel like at this point we know meditation, we know pranayama are going to be answers to this. I think about how would we bring this chakra into balance? And I guess it depends if you're under or overdeveloped in the chakra, but I don't know, any practices come to mind that relate to the chakra?
Yes. And you might have been asking me for how blockages can manifest as disease. I don't know if you outrightly asked, but you kind of were like, let's do it how we did the other chakras and kind of give a list out. Migraines, like chronic migraines, are a big symptom of a inactive or blocked Sahasrapadma Chakra.
Yeah.
Exhaustion, like chronic exhaustion, fatigue, and just feeling unstable in general. And, have you ever met those people that they just feel really...
Oh, I have one in mind right now. Yeah.
You know one. Yeah. So like kind of ants in their pants and just nervous and restless. And that's what that looks like. Lack of purpose, depression, rigidity in thinking, unwillingness to consider new ideas, confusion, lack of inspiration, and lethargy. Lack of identity, selfishness, dissociation from the body, disconnection from reality. So it's the same strategies, it's the same practices as the others, but we talk about maybe some nuances with this one. But it's meditation, prayer, affirmations, self-reflection, self-study, big one, like journaling or going to see a counselor, or therapist, or Ayurvedic practitioner, visualization, yoga, and yoga nidra would actually be really wonderful for this person.
Yeah.
Bringing them into that hyper awareness of their body, just in a relaxed way, in a really restorative way.
Yeah. A somatic experience, I feel like, would be, or something that connects, I guess, a conscious experience with a somatic one, a physical experience, like yoga nidra would be great.
Body work too.
Yeah. Headstands, if you can do one against the wall. That is, I don't know how many times I've been like, we all just need to get into headstand for a while and we'd all be fine. You know what I mean? I'm like, can we all just stop what we're doing, headstand for like a minute, and then child's pose? Okay, great.
Go upside down.
Then we'd all be cured. Yeah, headstand is great for that. I mean, I know that's easier said than done. Not everybody can just like float upside down. But if you can get your heart above your head in some way, it is crazy how much that changes how you feel after you get out of that. It's like shaking up a bottle of oil and vinegar, when
it was all separated from the bottom, and now it's all
Yeah. It's a great feeling if you can do it. Again, I recommend a wall or another human being helping you with that.
To spot you.
You're gonna do it. Yeah.
They also have those things. It's like a contraption where you...
Oh, those like chair thingies.
I love those chair thingies with the cushion.
I've never used one, but I would really...
I want
think
one.
It'd be great. Yeah,
I want one. I want to be in it every day.
Where you can just go upside down and like your shoulders rest on a...
Yes. On the cushiony part.
Yeah.
Like the lining of where your head and your neck go through is lined with like a massage table type of cushion.
Right.
Like leather thing. And
Yeah.
Oh, it makes it so easy because you're supported. It's not all on you. But you still get the benefits of going upside down. They also have those things where there's like a lever, you like strap yourself in. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
It's like, okay, I don't know what these things are called. Anyway, these things exist. And sometimes it's not even necessary to go fully upside down. You can practice by just putting your head on the floor.
Exactly. Yep.
And starting to like walk your feet up toward your elbows or up toward your elbows, because you'd have to start with your knees on the ground and then lift your hips up and then start walking. And just feeling that sensation of the shift of perspective and the shift of energy in your body. It can be, starting there.
Yep. Heart overhead in some way.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of your body can be on the ground.
I love plow pose too.
Plow pose is great. Well, okay. We've covered a lot. All the chakras. We're done.
We did the chakras.
What next? Are we liberated now? Are we
closer?
Have we achieved?
Every day we're chipping away at one petal at a time,
Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah, the next few weeks I think will be conversations with other people, probably.
Yes.
And then we'll decide where we pick back up. But yeah, we've got some great stuff to share in the next few weeks for sure.
Yeah, we'll have a great finale episode. And then we'll have Nama, which will be a whole new bag of treasures and tropes.
Yeah.
So excited for that.
Have you started? I mean, I'm sure you have, and this is maybe it lives in different forms, but have you started your presentation?
Nope.
I know you probably have all the content.
I have content.
You have it all there. You just need to like get it down to 12 minutes.
Yeah. Part of me just wants to like wing it, get up there and just
I know you
like,
do. I know.
Yeah. But no, I'm gonna put something together because I like to over prepare.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like don't look at any of the slides. That's usually how I do.
Yeah,
everything.
it's a good way to go. Do you have visuals with it? Are you allowed to? Are you supposed to have visuals?
You can. Okay. Yeah. There's always a screen. People like to look at stuff and yeah. I'm glad I got the experience of going to the Nama conference without being a speaker.
Yes.
And being in the audience and seeing like what did I like? What are the presentations that stood out to me and what I liked and what I didn't like? So then I'll most likely integrate that experience into what I'm going to be doing.
Great.
What a fun thing to get the opportunity to do. It's such an honor. Such a great.
Oh, it'll be so cool.
Yeah.
It'll be great. What do you have going on the rest of today?
Today, well, I went on a power walk this morning. Honestly, it's dissertation time.
I was going to ask, but I didn't want to like.
It's dissertation time for me for this one. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be leaving this chair for a couple weeks.
Good.
To be honest. Yeah. This is the moment. I have to do it. It's time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's no more dilly-dallying. No more, maybe I'll work on every other thing except for this. I just have to do it now.
Yeah, I totally know that feeling. Yeah.
But I'm excited. It's discipline. The discipline in me has like I think it's woken up. It was like, we have time. We're fine. Now that I have this Nama speaking, it for me, it's sort of like it's a deadline because the dissertation will sort of like solidify my degree for me so that they can call me up to the stage and say, Dr. Sasha Brashadsky.
Right.
And I'll feel really good about that because I will have finished my thesis.
Yeah. Deadlines are so helpful.
Deadlines are helpful sometimes. Honestly, actually, every time.
I know. They are.
They push us.
Accountability. Yeah.
Accountability.
For sure.
How about you?
Good luck. It's a beautiful sunny day in New York, and I got a lot of my work done during the gloomy days. So I don't know. When the kids get home, I said I'd take them to the Lego store. They are obsessed with Legos.
So cute.
They are obsessed. It has like changed our world in the best way. They just like sit there for hours playing Legos. And so they're planning on going with Mila and some friends. So that it's like their field trip today is to the Lego store. I'm like, I want to go. So
I'm so cute.
Yeah.
Gonna go to the Lego store.
Yeah. And then this weekend is one of my favorite things. I don't know, maybe you've heard me talk about it, but there's, for anybody in New York, there's the New York International Children's Film Festival. We've been attending the last few years, and now we're like committee members and we raise money, go to the benefit every year. But it's this amazing festival that runs for a few weekends in New York, and it's children's films from all over the world. Mm-hmm. And it's just really, really, really great programming. They do a lot of stuff throughout the year with kids in New York public schools and stuff like that. But this weekend is like the first weekend of it. So Matt and I will go tonight for like an opening reception, but then tomorrow we'll take the kids because they do like a bunch of short films for kids. And then the kids all get to vote and like write down what they like. And it's cool. So it's a really great thing to do in the city. So try to get a bunch of friends and stuff to go to. So I don't know. We have that going on. Then we'll go to our house.
That's so fun. Mine is
around.
Just all work, no play right now for me.
I'd
love to play with Legos all day.
I know. This week in particular, though, I was like, I had my goal. I wanted to set myself up so that Friday I could feel like I had like a fun little Friday, you know.
But your website is looking so snazzy.
I'm really excited. I know. I'll have to. I've still got some time I need to like work on the copy a little bit more and build out some stuff, but it's getting there. So
proud
soon.
We out here.
Yeah. Well, enjoy the rest of your day and we'll talk soon. Okay.
Sounds great.
All right. Enjoy Colorado today. Love you too.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Ojas Oasis with Sasha Brzezinski. To learn more about Ayurvedic healing, please visit ojasoasis.com. We'll see you next time, and until then, have your smile. Hey y'all, Sasha here with a quick note before you go. If you've been listening to Ojas Oasis and are ready to explore what personalized Ayurvedic guidance with me could look like, I invite you to book a 30-minute strategy session with me. Normally, I charge $150 for a 30-minute consultation, but for podcast listeners, I'm offering this call for $100. We will discuss what you're hoping to create in your health and daily life. I'll share whether my approach feels like a good fit for you and what next steps might support you. You can book your session by clicking the link in the show notes. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.